The flags go up and they're off in the Tote Galway Plate of 24. And it is Authorised Dart, runner-up of last year in the orange cap, who just leads them to the first of 14 fences from Am I Right and Ash Tree Meadow, the top weight and winner of last year, as they close in on their first fence. These are followed by Chemical Energy and Duffle Coat and French Dynamite as they jump the first fence where Pinkerton made a mistake but survived as they go on away from fence number 1 and losing Zanahiyr in the red cap. Ash Tree Meadow and Am I Right have built up a sizable 5-6 length advantage over Authorised Dart as they clear the second fence, followed by Chemical Energy and then Duffle Coat and French Dynamite. Not far off the leaders is Prevail de Galway and then Solness, Mr. Policeman, and past second in the race Easy Game as they go towards the next up the far side. And it is Ash Tree Meadow on to the next, over by a couple of lengths to Am I Right, well clear of Authorised Dart, and then Chemical Energy, Duffle Coat, French Dynamite and Prevail de Galway, and then Solness, with on the inside is Easy Game with Pinkerton as they jump that ditch, which was the fourth, taking them onto the last up the far side. And it is Ash Tree Meadow who met it off stride but got to the other side safely enough from Am I Right. And third is Authorised Dart, followed at the turn by French Dynamite, and then Prevail de Galway. Chemical Energy next with Duffle Coat. Let's Go Champs picked up a bit of ground, and Solness and Toss again next on the outside. Then Easy Game followed by Pinkerton, and Life in the Park, Mr. Policeman has been shuffled back. And then comes Zanahiyr as they come down to the two fences in the dip 6 and 7. And it's Ash Tree Meadow and Alex Harvey in the lead from Am I Right. The mount of Sam Twist and Davis quickly onto the fence. That'll be the last next time. A little bit closer in third, Authorised Dart and Danny Mullins, followed on rising ground by French Dynamite, and then Prevail de Galway. Chemical Energy is next. On the inside is Solness, and then Let's Go Champ and Duffle Coat and Toss again and Pinkerton and Easy Game and Life in the Park and Mr. Policeman next. Then Zanahiyr and Teddy Bag. The great Don Vegan next to the inside, well back in Excelsis Deo, Ida's Boy, Sanwa, and finally Hurricane Georgie as they return to the point at which they started, soon at halfway. Another 7 fences left to jump as the field tightens up considerably. It is Ash Tree Meadow by a couple of lengths to Am I Right. Authorised Dart, French Dynamite, Sol next. Then comes Prevail de Galway and Chemical Energy and Duffle Coat and Let's Go Champ on the stand side. Easy Game followed by Pinkerton and then Life in the Park. Toss again next with Zanahiyr and Tullybeg and Ida's Boy and Mr. Policeman, and then Don Vegan in Excelsis Deo, followed by Sanwa, and none behind Hurricane Georgie, the fence which was their first. Number 8 this time. And it is Ash Tree Meadow. Out of trouble in front, leads a couple of lengths with a mile to go. And 6 fences left to jump, is followed by Am I Right, then Authorised Dart. On the inside, edging a little bit closer is Chemical Energy, and then French Dynamite, Let's Go Champ and Pinkerton, Duffle Coat, Solness next with Zanahiyr. Prevail de Galway has been knocked back. Then Life in the Park, Easy Game, Don Vegan, Toss again next with Ida's Boy, Tullybeg, Mr. Policeman, followed then by Hurricane Georgie. After Hurricane Georgie is San Juan, really struggling is in Excelsis Deo, the English challenger. Heading inside the final 7 furlongs. The next up the back will be 5 fences from the finish. And it is Ash Tree Meadow who put down there but safely over. From Am I Right, almost joined for second by Authorised Dart. Then Chemical Energy, Pinkerton is edging closer. And then Let's Go Champ, French Dynamite. Zanahiyr is also making a forward move with Mr. Policeman as they jump that last ditch with 5 furlongs to go and 3 fences left to jump. In the Tote Galway Plate of 24, Ash Tree Meadow. Authorised Dart jumped up on the outside of Am I Right, being followed at the top bend by Pinkerton, who's up in the fourth head of Let's Go Champ. Prevail de Galway comes back to join them. Then Chemical Energy, French Dynamite, Life in the Park, and Zanahiyr is next with Ida's Boy, and then Duffle Coat and Mr. Policeman. Down the hill they come to the final 2 fences, and it is Ash Tree Meadow leading a packing field from Authorised Dart on the outside of Am I Right, then Pinkerton, Prevail de Galway, Let's Go Champ, Life in the Park. Zanahiyr on the inside of Chemical Energy, the second last. Ash Tree Meadow comes to the final fence, 2 clear from Authorised Dart on the outside, followed by Pinkerton, who's on their heels third. Am I right? Let's Go Champ next, followed by Zanahiyr and Chemical Energy. A gap then to Life in the Park, Prevail, the Galway and Duffle Coat. In they come to the home straight, furlong and a half to go. Ash Tree Meadow would round the outside. Pinkerton coming there full of rally. Zanahiyr joins them. Duffle Coat digs in. Life in the Park next, followed by Am I Right? On the stand side is Let's Go Champ, and it's Pinkerton who leads in the closing stages of the plate from Zanahiyr. Duffle Coat over on the far side is finishing strongly, but it is Pinkerton on the stand side who has the plate from Duffle Coat. Zanahiyr, Life in the Park, and a gap then to Chemical Energy.
Yes, Donagh Meyler joins me now after winning the 2024 Tote Galway Plate. Second time you've won it, 8 years on from Lord Scoundrel.
Yeah, it's been a long 8 years, but thankfully he done it today. Great to fall in for the ride. Look at, obviously Sam had to ride for Gordon. He's after winning on it, and had a good chat with him before coming out, and fair play to him. He taught me everything I needed to know about him, so hats off to him. And sure, look at, you'd feel sorry for him, but no, great to get my leg across him.
Talk us through the race, how it panned out from your perspective.
I was lucky at the first to stand up, but after that I got a dream run everywhere. Travelled so slick and jumped so well. I thought myself I was nearly going to be there too soon, but I was able to fill him everywhere, and he got up the hill well for a horse stepping up and trip over fences. He got up the hill well today.
Was that a worry coming here? Was Noel concerned about the trip?
Look, you'd have to be, I suppose, stepping up and trip around here. I know it's 2.5, but you could add another couple of furlongs onto that. It's such a staying track, but fair play to the horse. He made my job a lot easier today.
He kept finding for you as well. You've travelled really well into the race. Off the bend, you still have plenty of momentum. Jack Kennedy's loomed up, but you fought him off and you've won well. Yeah,
look at we learned from our mistakes, and obviously Merlin Giant was very good yesterday, but probably just got there a little bit too soon on him. But once you're not making the same mistake twice, you're learning. So every day is a school day.
Down to 10.4 as well. That's your minimum, isn't it? Or near enough to it.
It would be this time of year, Kevin. Yeah, we didn't have any breakfast this morning, to say the least.
And Donagh, obviously, what's it mean to you? Probably self-explanatory to win a second Galway Plate.
Look at, obviously it's magic here. Look at, the place is alive here. But one thing that I do have to give hats off to is Galway. You go into that weigh room and they look after the jockeys so well. There's ice baths, especially for me doing 10.4 today. It's great to have an ice bath to jump into and freshen up after it. And even the canteen in there is marvellous. So hats off to Galway as well.
Hats off to you. Well done. Your second Galway Plate.
Thanks very much, Kevin.
Yes, Noel Meade joins me now after winning his second Galway Plate, 10 years on from Road to Riches. Well done.
Thanks very much, Kevin. Yeah, it's great. I thought he had a good chance. I thought the other horse had a good chance too if things went right for him. And it just, if they had a bit of luck, because you need a bit of luck around Galway. He jumped super. He did everything we sort of planned beforehand. And he looked for a while as if he was going to get there too soon. He was going that well. And I was sort of saying that, but he had it covered himself, took up and gave him a little ease down and gave him that breath of air into his body, and then he got home well. The worry was, would he stay? But like, he was bred by Jimmy Mangan, I think, I'm nearly sure. And the Costellos had him as a 3-year-old. We bought him at the sale. He didn't cost a fortune. I think he was a £20,000 store. And Philip bought him after he won his bumper. Or his maiden hurdle, actually. I was coming back from the races and he rang me up and he says, is that fella for sale? And I said, he is. And I asked him the price and he says, I'll give it to you. And I said, fine. That was it. So he's as he said himself, he's been a lucky horse because he's always been in the money.
And that's his third win, has 6 runs over fences now.
Yes. He really blossomed when he went over fences. He changed completely when he went over fences. It gave him another gear, and now we've gone a bit further. We didn't think, we ran him a distant 2.5 one day over hurdles and we thought he didn't stay. But and he just got touched off in a couple of very good 2-mile handicap hurdles. You know, he was quite a decent handicap hurdler. but the chasing just made a big difference to him.
When did you hatch the plan for, when did this come on the radar, the Galway Plate with him?
We won in Punchestown. We were having a drink after the races, and we decided there and then we'll give him a break and we'll bring him back for the plate. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if Peter Nolan was one of the people that suggested it at the time, because Peter has bought a few horses for them, and I think Peter said, why don't you talk about the plate? So we said, right, that's the idea, we'll go for the plate. We'll give him a break. And Sam tried his damnedest to get off, to ride him, and I tried my damnedest with Gordon. I was sitting beside him at the match on Sunday, and I kept niggling him about it. I said, oh, you let him ride. You're right. No, he says, we're friends, he says, but we're enemies when we get out on the track. He says, there's no friends when it gets to business, you know. So
Donagh Meyler deputy.
Sure, wasn't it marvellous? He was. I didn't realise he was available till very late on. Danny McMenamin was in the pipeline to come over, and when I found Donagh was available, then it became available. I said, sure, he knows the place far better than anyone else, you know, sure, or well, not than anyone else, but that, like, more than Danny would. Like, Danny's a very good rider, but it's coming into a Galway Plate compared to being here for that. So.
And bar for the first, where he made a mistake, he was foot perfect all the way other way.
Yeah, I thought that. I have to see it again. I thought the other lad was gone at the first, but of course it was the other horse that went. But look, I nearly want to see it again, to be honest with you.
Noel, what's it mean to you to win your second Galway Plate? You've won everything imaginable over jumps, and obviously now, as we're always slagging you, you're gone more towards the flat again, where you started off.
We still have a few jumpers. Thanks very much. We still have a few jumpers, and we still have a few for Philip. Sure means everything. Like, I mean, it's a fabulous meeting. As I say, it's a kind of the countryman's festival. You know, you don't see sort of Michael Tabor and John Magna walking down the ring. You see ordinary people, and they're all in the middle of the ring here, and they're all having a bit of crack, and the whole meeting is about a bit of fun. And I hope they never change it. I hope they never let, sort of, even though they have a listed race tomorrow, I think it's the wrong way to go. I think it should be kept for the ordinary people and for the ordinary horses, and let them. They don't need to be cutting trainers down and saying they can't run horse in different races. They just need to have a festival like this.
Yeah, definitely. And Noel, before we let you go, Galway really launched your training career a good few years ago now, back in the early 70s.
Oh Jesus, we had a great time here. From Pinkerton won the McDonagh handicap in '79, I think, and then we were here for 3 years, I think, with unbelievable horses winning belays. Like, he won that mile race twice. He won 2 Galway hurdles. Steel Duke won the amateur race. He won the race on the Friday twice. He won another race. We had a lot of winners here there.
And all these years later, you're still competing at the top table. Noel, enjoy it. Well done.
Thanks very much, Kevin. Thanks.
Well done. Well done.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.